Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cosmic Conversations. I'm your host, Sheila Seppi, and I want to wish all of you a happy new year. And as people pop on, if you could please be sure to mute so that we don't have any background noise, that would be amazing. And for you watching us out there in Zoom land, or if you're watching us on a replay or on Roku, Amazon, Apple TV, wherever you are, all of our people that watch us on YouTube, we thank you so much. And I want to extend a Happy New Year to each and every one of you. Now, each week, we work to bring you some of the top speakers in the field of spirituality, conscious expansion, mysticism, cosmic awareness, and health and healing. So if you are not already on our mailing list, please sign up at thegalacticalliance.org or on the consciousawakeningnetwork.org. Now, on the Galactic Alliance, you're going to be able to find all of our replays for the last 3 years. And on YouTube, on the Conscious Awakening Network, you're going to be able to find each and every one of our programs. And so we invite you to please share with your friends. Now, tonight we have a special guest. Sorry, I just keep trying to mute everyone, but we have a special guest with us, and that is the Reverend Honi Borden. She is a divine goddess. She is a messenger of light, and she is sent from the afterlife. She's an internationally recognized trans medium, trans channeler, and dedicated and devoted to living in the grace of the mighty I Am presence in embodiment and assisting humanity in their walk of Ascension. I love talking about Ascension. Now, she is also the co-founder of the Ascension Academy Association, together with her spouse, Michael, who I think is joining us in the audience. So welcome, Michael. She's also the author of The Day I Became a Superhero. So if you don't already have that book, check it out on Amazon. And tonight, she's going to speak with us about living from the I Am presence in the human temple. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to present to you Reverend Honi B. I want to welcome you to Cosmic Conversations. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, you're still on mute.
See,
There we go.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello, dearest Sheila. Hello, everyone. So much love and blessings to you. And Happy New Year. Happy blessed New Year. Thank you so much for having me on tonight. I'm truly delighted. Really,
Well,
thank you.
I am honored to have you here. Thank you so much. And you have a phenomenal story. I think it's to me to say, oh, she's got this near-death experience is not as profound as what happened to you, the information that you brought back. So I'm going to step off and I'm going to ask that you share with our audience a little bit about your experience, kind of what brought you here today.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Sheila. So it's actually a perfect day to be on here today because in 4 days from today marks 12 years ago where I experienced actually physically dying from a very rare illness 12 years ago on January 8th, 2012 at about 7:30 p.m. And I experienced afterlife. And the let's just say going into the spirit world and going into the different realms of consciousness and who I met, what I experienced, and what was shown to me in afterlife, particularly my own blueprint as a soul and why my soul chose to incarnate into this plane of reality in this cause and effect planet and for what purpose. So quite a bit was revealed to me in that experience, which I would love to just briefly go over with you because most individuals like to get a lot of the details, and that all the details are on my YouTube channel that you can go and listen to it. It's good 45 minutes. But for the purposes of tonight, I'm just going to briefly share the significant part of this experience with you that will lead me into what I'm presenting for you this evening, and the experience that I would like to welcome you to embark within yourself, in trust that you can get a glimpse of this within your own self, the glimpse of remembrance. So on January 8, 2012, I was very, very sick, like I shared. And basically, my heart did stop. And as my heart did stop, my soul came out of this physical form that I was in, and it went above the room that I was in, and was able to look at the body that I had just come out. And I felt, being in that spirit body, I felt so joyous, so light, so free, finally being out of that body that was actually really, really ill. And I saw my physical body lifeless on that table, and all that my spirit body felt was joy and this pleasure and satisfaction that it wasn't trapped into that body anymore. So I was in a spirit body, and what that means is I was exactly in a body that resembled this. However, it was not physical. It was more filled with light, yet it remained in the personality and the shape of everything just like this. And from there, very quickly, my spirit body was moved out of the earth plane into the what I would call stratosphere. And with that, the very first encounter I had was with a magnificent, mighty, glorious archangel. And a lot of people speak of archangel, and it's in that spirit realm. When you experience them, they're magnificent in their light and their presence. And this one had a pink, golden, white ray, and it was a more of a feminine consciousness that presented herself to me, known as Archangel Haniel. And he sort of like put these vapes of light, for the lack of better word, around me, and these three kind of like rings around my spirit body, and it was like shimmering in this kind of like what you see in my image, this shimmering goldish, incredible, joyous, sparkling light around. And I remember my spirit body being very, very happy to receive it. And from there, she brought me to this place that had two entries. To my right, there was a entry where I got to see my loved ones who had just crossed over, and they were part of my ancestors, like my mother, my grandmother, my grandfather, my cousin, my uncles. They were so luminous in this gorgeous place that they were, what we would call heaven or Garden of Eden, or there are no words enough to be able to describe it. And with this beautiful place, they were so joyous and they were clapping that I was there. I was so happy to finally reunite with them. However, Archangel Haniel telepathically showed me that that's not where I was supposed to go. There was another side that I had to go through, and this one was more of a almost looked like a tunnel, but it had light in it, very dark blue, silvery, indigo light that, and it was quite fast and light speed that was moving, and Archangel Haniel guided me to go through there. I didn't know why. Everything was happening very fast, yet it was like timeless at the same time. So my spirit body entered this what I would call, I don't even know, like a portal or so. I went through that, and it was a really fast light speed, kind of like what you see in Star Wars, and it passed so fast, and it was kind of like as if you're in a roller coaster going extremely fast and exhilarating. And when I came on the other side of it, I was no longer in a spirit body. I was in just a consciousness that was experiencing other consciousness that were all only in light form. They were not even in thought form, they were in light form. And it resembled like what I would say a nebula, really gorgeous in color spectrum. And from there, my consciousness was lifted again at another dimensional sort of like octave of light, and it was brought to another place that when my consciousness first was brought into it, resembled very much almost like a structured room, but not really. It was a circular room with certain windows on the side, and there were 12 beings, blue, very tall beings that were waiting for my arrival. And as my consciousness arrived, I was very ecstatic to be there. Like it was this immediate awareness that I was home. Had been here. I was home, and these very very tall, about 18 to 20 feet beings introduced themselves of being the Arcturian Golden Council of 12, and they had been waiting for my arrival, and there were certain things that they needed to show me, where they opened up a screen and showed my life review of many incarnations. 844 incarnations to be exact, at a light speed, even faster than light speed. I don't know what is faster than light speed, that we don't have a language for it on earth, that was shown, and what the significance of these lives were, and why, what purpose. Everything was shown at that level, in that speed. And then it was shown to me why I had incarnated in the Middle East in this incarnation, what was the soul agreement between my parents and my brother, and what was significant of coming in, and in understanding this is the last human incarnation, and why my soul chose to go through very difficult incarnation in this last incarnation, to experience tremendous trauma and challenges, but tremendous trauma in this incarnation. For what purpose, and why through Middle East to then migrate into the US, and for what purpose. Everything was shared, including why experiencing the war, why experiencing the bombing, why experiencing the sexual abuse, why experiencing, I mean, there's just so much loss of everything was explained. And also the explanation of my children being part of the soul agreement. So all of that was shown, plus many other things. And then after all of that, there was this incredible blinding light that was then descending into that space that I was. And this light was so blinding to even my consciousness, as my consciousness was being pulled to it, very much like what you see in my background. And the light was descending further down into that space. And as it became closer, it began taking a shape of a form of a figure. And as my consciousness was being pulled into that blinding, exhilarating, joyous, magnificent amount of light, of love that I had ever experienced, or my consciousness thought it had experienced, the figure presented itself as Master Living Yeshua, the Living Christ. And my consciousness was just besides itself, that here was this magnificent being right there. And immediately he began communicating to my consciousness telepathically, saying very quickly, he said, "You cannot be with us, my child. You must go back and share this. And you'll be back with us soon. It's your last human incarnation. Go complete it." And he also shared a few things that I cannot share publicly. When he did this, there was a body of information that was shared with me. And within that, I had the experience of being able to experience that in which he knows that I am that I am. And this I'll speak with a little bit later. With this experience, I got to taste, my consciousness got to remember who it is, what it is, and where it comes from, and what that infinite consciousness from that divine expression of love truly is. And with that awareness and the formation of the DNA shifted in the consciousness, he said, "I must go back." And just like that, I was sent back through different planes of consciousness, and I was dropped back into my body. And my body within 3 days was completely healed. However, the being that came back into this body was me, but it was a different version of me that came in. And I understood this different version of me was the one that was going to take this next phase to deliver this divine mission that started with the planetary mission and started the journey that was 12 years ago in 4 days to it started with giving everything up, literally from my center to the marriage, to everything had to go, not because I needed to let it go. This was part of that agreement, that I had to be stripped from everything down to nothing to begin carrying this work through. And this work was very specific, first on planet Earth, on Gaia, on the belly of Sophia Gaia, and to travel to very specific locations to bring this specific frequency first onto the planet. And that took 5 years of dedication on the road to many, many locations, including some individuals that were part of this divine mission of Earth for humanity, which was to bring the consciousness back to Earth, to ground it into the third grid system that a few of us were assigned to, and to bring this golden liquid light of the crystalline consciousness onto this planet. And from there, then I was also shown my beloved will be joining me. I had gone through years of separation and divorce, and I'm very close to my former spouse. He's my best friend, and my husband, my partner that is with me now, Michael, who's on the call. I was shown before he even came that he will be coming, so we'll be joining forces to deliver this mission. And that's been then the last 7 years together. And what is significant about this, about why I chose to communicate tonight for this presentation, when Sheila asked me to bring that awareness of the presence of the I am that we each are, because I will be sharing from a direct experience of what I got to experience, then brought it back into this plane of reality that may be different than what New Age community communicates. There's some addresses about that, which is important. Yet I would like tonight to be the opportunity where you get to experience something much deeper within yourself, that is a remembrance, that gets a glimpse of that in which I got to experience that's already within you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I've heard your story before, and I've listened to it a couple times because I find that the energy around it is so uplifting. And I work day to day with clients, and so many clients are always, talking about, end times or illness and what happens when you die and all of these things. And hearing, I've got my story, but hearing your story and the story of other people, it really gives people hope that we truly are souls having a human experience and that it's not just lip service. And people all over the world come back with phenomenal stories. Just like the one that you shared. And many people, they've said, oh my gosh, to be able to meet Sananda face to face, to be able to witness that pure consciousness, how exciting can that be? And yeah, it can be exciting, but you also want to wait to experience it. But I thank you so much for sharing that story. It's a beautiful story. It's a story of hope and energy and just pure love. And I can't wait to hear what you have to share with us next.
Thank you, Sheila. It really is because it's taken me 12 years to be able to contain this human vessel when I speak of that, especially the moment of being able to meet the Golden Council of 12, being back there with the Arcturian elders, and then being able to meet that consciousness and what that feeling was, because it's impossible to be able to articulate it in this earth plane reality. Like I always say, the closest maybe is the euphoric experience of meeting my son when I first gave birth to him, like that ecstasy of love. But that even can't touch what that awareness is, that presence when I met beloved Master Yeshua, and the love that I had never experienced ever, anything like that. And it is a true love. And what he showed me was not him. And this is what a lot of people, I like to address this because on this channel I can. It's not about him. What he revealed to me, he showed me, is that divine love that I already am. And that experience that he had experienced himself, that he had opened up to himself, that he was radiating the 1 trillion billion infinite consciousness that he had allowed within him, what that sparkling divine light was, that I got to experience that in me, what that is in the consciousness, then the consciousness being brought here. Then there's a whole journey, 12 years for this temple to then little by little to be able to actually alchemize that transmission into its vibration, into its biosphere, into its consciousness, through the etheric realm, through the mental realm, through the emotional realm, into the physical realm, at a cellular level. Remember it. And it's a journey, dear Sheila, because it can't just happen automatically. Although, again, when I was sent back, there was a different body in here. There was a different being, like what you would consider a walk-in, because the old Honi could not handle the work that needed to deliver for this earth mission, this planetary work. It was not capable. So there's that saying, the old within must die so that the new can come in, so you can carry that heavenly realm within you. And you cannot do it when there's that ill consciousness in you from the trauma, the drama, the tragedies, the hurt, the pain, the suffering, the despair, the anger, all of that. It cannot come. So that is what I'm referring to. And is that when we speak, a lot of time we use the word very loosely, Christ consciousness, yet again, we can't grasp it at what level we're referring to, because it is an embodiment that is being allowed to actually become that state of awareness in its walk of ascension. That is what ascension is, to alchemize it, an embodiment. And it's not any teachings on the outside at all. It becomes a living, breathing state of presence.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I wanted to ask you, when you came back into the body,
Yes.
um, and I know there was, the illness that you recovered from, and everything began to shift and change. Did you retain a lot of your older memories, or did they just begin to fade away?
That's a great question. Thank you for asking that. So I was healed within 3 days, and this medical community were baffled what had happened,
Mhm.
like completely. So that was great. Yet when my family noticed, very different, Honey's change, what happened to her, and the change happened very quickly. There was this boldness that came in. I had access to things that. I was sent back with, let's just say, some interesting abilities, and I was able to see into individuals' bodies geometric patterns, the golden geometric pattern, what was harmonized, what was in disharmony, what was in God consciousness, what was in separation. I was able to see into the liver, into the gallbladder, like I could see, I still can, through like an x-ray, what's happening into the body. And I was able to scan things. I was able to see the codings within individuals at the sequences. So that I had all these abilities, yet I wasn't aware what these abilities were for. There were some other things that had happened, which I could never use any voice. I was very shy, like, and interesting of the illness was all in here that had attacked my thyroid. Yet what happened was there were these other voices were able to start coming through me that were from many different realms of consciousness with very specific light stream consciousness that were bringing to the planet. The memories of the old Honey, some were tagged, some were actually not. And it was a very embarrassing experience because there were many people that would come say, hey, Honey, this and this.
Yeah.
Zero memory, zero memory. There are all these things my mom would say, and there are things I don't remember. However, there are certain things that remained in the memory, which was very significant part of what needed to actually transmute back into harmony. So what I'm referring to, there are certain things that were part of the severe extreme traumas that my soul chose to embody, and coming in here, my physical temple,
You have my chargers?
but it had to get cleaned up. This is very important. It finally needed to go through certain healing. So that which was suppressed in its consciousness was brought forth here so that it can transmute into different particles of light, not remain within. And that's taken a journey, but there are many that I still do not remember. And I apologize for, again, if there are those of you that I come across, because it's a different being here.
Mhm. Yes, I know. I'm a walk-in myself and had a complete soul exchange. And you're right. When those memories are gone and you're having a conversation with somebody, you're just pulling it out of the air, And I was really good at deflecting, because I didn't know what was going on. I thought I had had an illness still. Well, I was a very sick person. I was healed, but I thought there was damage. And I also didn't want to talk about it because I was going through a divorce.
Yeah.
And so, you're trapped with all this excitement, all this knowledge, all this information that you want to share. But you just have to put the brakes on for a
Yes.
while. And
Yeah.
so it's beautiful when you're able to come out and to share. And I wanted to ask, you mentioned that other energies or other voices were being able to speak through you. Do you think that that could be maybe multidimensional aspects of yourself?
Yes, thank you for that. The many different ones was one of the things that opened up is I have to share. It wasn't too new, but there was one part of it that really opened up. It's like the floodgates open in me, or my own internal stargate open up. So as a child, my journey started way earlier, where I was able to, in a fatal car crash that I wrote the book about, the day I became a superhero when I was 7. That mystical experience opened me up to be able to communicate with other higher dimensional beings, such as the angels, the archangels, the ascended masters, and the galactic. So that journey had began way early on. So moving forward, what happened with this was a lot of individuals associate let's say, the angels or the ascended masters, the Elohim, and star brothers, sisters outside. They're never outside. They're always within ourselves. We, as a multidimensional being, we are part of that. One of the experiences is when I was in afterlife and I experienced the Arcturian elders. As my consciousness was there, I was shown I was one of them. So it's in the different bodies. That body got reconnected, and then that's why we sent back to be able to deliver. So when I began speaking the languages through Arcturians, Lyrans, Andromedans, Syrians, and then there were other ones that people haven't heard of, such as, for example, Timoians or Avalians, or there was many other ones. It was most natural state, but it wasn't just that. Being able to communicate the voices of different ascended masters coming, actually entering into my body. So when I speak, when I share, I'm a fully trans medium, trans channeler. That means they actually fully house completely into my body, but my consciousness completely has to step aside. This is one of the gifts that came out of it, and it's kind of it's extremely deep what happens, because my consciousness steps on the side like an orb, and then those take the demeanors of everything. My physical body shape shifts into that consciousness, and the voice they when they speak, whether it's the Andromedan Council, the head that comes in, or let's say Saint Germain, or beloved Mother Mary, it's always changing in form. And so this is why my beloved partner Michael was a huge part of that, because for me, for this that's speaking to you, to come back to this body, it takes quite a while. It's so deep, like Edgar Casey, that I've done live channeling, but it takes a while. It takes quite a while for me to come back and operate at that level. So that was one of the things. And then the other thing was the level of toning. There were these tones of the universal consciousness that I got to learn about each individual. For example, an individual that I would see, there was a particular private session that I would facilitate, that I would have to get myself into a state that I could hear the sound when they were first created from source, what that sound was. And I was able to actually sound that out. So for a period of 2 years, I was to deliver these specific sounds that it was a signature of what that was and how it looked. So I could actually draw it too for those individuals. So these were some of the things that came after that.
That's really beautiful. I know that, do you still see people one-on-one? Do you still provide sessions? I know that you offer classes and courses. Could you tell people a little bit about that? Because I'm sure after they watch this, they're going to definitely want to get a hold of you.
Thank you. So I would also share this from the last 12 years, that in which I've been facilitating as private session has gone through several stages because again, this mission has been certain, there's a certain frequency that I was asked to bring onto the planet. It's like it goes through 2 years or a 3 year span, and then it goes to another one, then it goes to another one. I have to like stop completely for a few months, 2 or 3 months or 4 months, and then it's the next phase. So right now, what I'm very focused, which is my complete master healing, is actually much more subtle, yet it's the deepest level of service. It's a accumulation of 30 years, what's called just ascension alignment. And it is for individuals that are quite elevated in their consciousness. They already know their I am. This is the key word. They know that awareness of that infinite consciousness that they already are. And through 3 sessions, 1 month apart, I facilitate this. And what it is basically I just sit back, I get myself into this state of consciousness, and I'm sitting back, I'm in a very altered state, and there are 3 screens that open up in front of me. One is usually the ancestors of individuals who've crossed over. The front of me is this records. It's not, well, some call it Akashic records, but I have a different understanding of it. So there's a record that I get to see. It's so gorgeous. It's all gold. It's all coated, and there are many different halls and halls and halls and library records. So what happens is like a chapter, a book comes in front of me, and I get to see very specific information about, I mean, just so specific that is then shown to me. Then to my left, there's another screen that is usually the ascended masters or the councils or the rays of light, and then like the star brothers and sisters, they're there. So all of this is being communicated with me while the person is just sitting there talking to me about what's happening in their life, that's first 15-20 minutes. And then there's a start, Sheila, of okay, where are we going to take him? And what is interesting about this, just about always that individual, it's so clear there's an area that is just stuck in their mitochondria, that it is really about this lifetime, not about the other lifetimes, specific just here. And then we are able to go in there and meet that memory so that the person can bring the love into that, and it can alchemize in a different state of awareness, and then the individual is able to free that in their field, in their biosphere, so then they're able to align that. So then the next 2 sessions is the integration. It's all about embodiment, off they go. And that's the one that I'm really focused right now. The other part is with Michael and I. This is another area where we're very focused on this divine union. So the sacred divine feminine, sacred divine masculine, and sacred divine union, but it is within. So we both, as space holders, bring that to assist individuals differently. And a couple other things, I'm an officiate, so officiating sacred ceremonies like blessing ceremonies for weddings, for anniversaries, for births, and crossing over, that I'm so passionate about, or even like spaces. Those are the areas that I'm very busy with.
Awesome. Now you have a 3-day workshop coming up in Miami, right? Is
Well,
that?
we're gonna be in Miami. It's actually not a workshop. This one is just private sessions, not this one.
Oh,
Right. We're gonna be having a retreat coming up in May. I'm sorry, in April. So that will be posting up. And the other part is we have this is probably really good for the audience. Michael and I have a private online, really heart-centered community, and this community is dedicated to embodiment of ascension. So we have content in it every single day that is here to uplift, inspire, really non-judgmental, beautiful place. And we have a global directory with it to individuals from all over, and we have like 4 categories that people can choose what is right for them to receive what is here to help support them. That part we're very busy with. So it's just a really busy lifestyle, Sheila. But that one we do a lot of events with for our
got it.
members.
Got it. And it's so phenomenal that you offer teachings and opportunities for people to learn about the divine union, because there's so many people out there. And of course, Susie's one of these that found her divine partner, getting ready to move. And they're going to be connecting, but there's so many people out there that find themselves in partnership, and it really doesn't feed their souls. Um, and then there's a lot of people who are looking for that type of partnership. Do you have any advice for those people?
Yes, and I'd like to say this. Michael and I, we do not at all resonate with this twin flame. I just have to put this
Yeah.
out first because it's, I'm very passionate about this area as well. So the experience I've had, you are that consciousness. You are that ray. You are that feminine. You are that masculine. You are that divine union yourself that you must claim within you. It is not outside of you. And so with Michael and I, we have our dedication to each other. You are 100% responsible for you. I'm 100% responsible. And our love gets to be shared. And if you're off, like we point that out, like, no, you're not my twin flame. And a lot of people like to say, we don't even resonate because it's just, you know what it is? It separates individual from their own divinity. It is a separation. It is not pure consciousness. So with what we do, I've been running a sacred divine feminine mentorship this year, and then for years I'm very passionate about that. And what it means, like when you're in this body that's a female, or in a body that's a male, from whatever it is, that doesn't matter. The energy is always there as the feminine, masculine, and they want to harmonize. It's exactly the biggest thing is that your cell, just like you have the negative ions and positive ions, they have to be balanced so that nucleus is functioning properly. And unfortunately, again, within the spiritual community, I feel sometimes it's a little bit, there's been a lack of remembrance. So then individuals just so easily leak their sacred energy. And this, I'm not, with the I am presence, we're never about empowerment. We don't even resonate with that word because you already are. So you leak that sacred life stream force because you are trying to give it on the outside in claiming it to be yours. This we don't resonate. So we come from the original state of what we are, an original sexuality, which is none of this. What that sacredness is as an energy. So this is where we teach from. This is where we guide from. And in our Ascension Alchemy Association, on one of the tiers, we have once a month this mentorship, and there's a topic, and each month we cover that is about this awareness. So individuals begin to really live from remembrance, not from this forgetfulness, and want to claim a partner as their savior. This makes no sense. And I will say this because for those of us that went through, Sheila, we went through experience. I know your story very well. And then we go through the separation, we go through the divorce. Then there's the journey of another one because they're familiar. And we have to go through cleaning that data within ourselves to harmonize that back in and then. So I appreciate you asking that question.
Yes, and thank you so much for sharing that answer because one of the things I'm always telling people, you have to start here. You have to start with you first. You have to be in right relationship with you. So thank you for expanding on that. Now, I do have another question that I wanted to ask for people who are really looking to commune with themselves, to drop in, to discover their own I am presence. Do you have any advice for them, or can you share with them and maybe even a little technique?
Yes. Well, what I wanted to do tonight is just have a short experience. That's I feel. Okay, let me go. I'm going to just take this into the presentation. May I, Sheila? Because this is the.
Absolutely.
So thank you for that. We have learned from I am. Many of us in the spiritual community are thinking of I am about, for example, as affirmation. Continuous affirmation. Say affirmation, say affirmation. And this is so mental. Yet it's nice, but it's so mental that there's it's nice, it's still nice attempt. I do have to say that. To experience I am, you cannot experience I am mentally. You cannot experience I am emotionally. You cannot experience I am physically. You can't even experience it etherically. The only way you experience I am is being present to that which you already are. It is so simple. This year we led a retreat of I am in Mount Shasta. We didn't do any activation, we didn't do any transmission, we didn't do any of that. Complete silence. We wanted individuals as beholders to help them experience that. And tonight, what I would really love, it's very subtle. And most of us, especially, I know Sheila, you and I have been used to doing activation, transmission. It's so much of that. So as you begin to come home to that infinite consciousness that you already are, it becomes the key becomes complete subtleness, stillness, nothing much of these other things. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little music for us. I'm going to just have you breathe. I'm going to walk you very slowly into just a few minutes of an experience. Give yourself permission to experience. And with this, what I would like for you to please just sit, please, with your legs uncrossed on the floor, or if you're sitting in a seated position, that's beautiful. But I need your spine totally straight, your arms just relaxed, and your eyes closed. So give me a few minutes. We're gonna start. I'm gonna put a little music here. Sure, just let me know if the sound of the music is okay. One moment, please. Is this too loud, the sound of the music? Yeah, okay. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, yes.
So, beloved hearts, I'm going to invite you to allow your beautiful palms to rest on the center of your chest. And just sit here in this relaxed position. Nowhere to go, nowhere to be but here, right now, in this now. Maybe with a little internal smile. And gently connecting with that beautiful breath, with that stream of life that has birthed you into this incarnation. Gently breathe in the awareness that this breath is in you, and your lungs are being filled with that magnificence. And you're breathing it out ever so gently out of your mouth, creating space inside. And each gentle breath that you take, with your palms resting on your chest, you're becoming aware that this is on top of your chest, where your heart is underneath, and you're ready to behold your heart in this experience, being present in its flame, in its magnificent Holy Spirit inside, in its glorious flame of light, that ascension light that is in there, shining from inside out, from the spark of divine that it has been extended from into this form. Just breathe ever so gently and be present in your heart, and allow your heart to be present in this body, in this temple that you're in, that your soul is housing in, as you just allow your feet to relax with each breath that you take so gently, and breathing out ever so gently, relaxing your ankles with love, relaxing your lower legs with love, breathing in consciously, and breathing out consciously, relaxing your knees and your thighs, breathing in, filling yourself with that cup of love, and breathing out the love in your hips, in your kidneys and bladder, your sexual organs. Breathing in consciously, breathing out that love, making the connection in your abdomen and intestines, your liver, gallbladder, spleen, and kidneys. Breathing in consciously, allowing it to get sweeter in this breath of love. Bring it into the lungs, into this heart, the sacred heartbeat inside, that drum beat of the heart of source beating inside of you that is connected to the heart of Gaia, right here, right now. Breathing into your shoulders and arms, lower arms and hands and fingers, and creating this loop of love inside your body, where your body is starting to feel this luminous love inside. Breathing in again back into the heart, breathing that consciousness, that breath into your throat, into your jaws, into your ears, nostrils, into the mouth, into the eyes. Breathing out more love as you're breathing more consciously, that life force in you, the breath of love from heavenly realm into you. Breathing it into your third eye, into your head, to top of your head, your hair, your skin and nails, into your brain, into your gorgeous bloodstream, your lymph nodes. Breathing out, continuing this ebb and flow of life, in its trust of this breath of life, the breath of love you give to yourself, breathing in more and breathing it into your cells, into your atoms, into your biosphere, allowing your physical body to feel this as you breathe in consciously more, and you breathe out into your emotional body, so it too experiences this gentle, loving breath. And breathing in a little bit more conscious breath through your heart into your mental body, so it too can feel this love. And as you breathe out, breathe in once again, consciously, deliberately into your heart. And allow that luminous light of love breathe into your etheric body, onto your spiritual body. And in this now, come back to your breath and breathe into that luminous light of that purity flame inside your heart, and allow that breath with its love to expand like a sunrise coming up from the horizon, and let us shine from within. With each breath you take consciously, allow it to rise and glow brighter from inside of you out, all the way to your other bodies. As you, through this rise of the breath and its light, you open your arms to the glorious magnificence of that which you already are in this radiance, of that I am that you already are. I am that I am, that reflection, that presence that is infinite, that is whole, that already is complete, that is omnipresent and ever eternal, that is luminous with love, that you are created from, that you already are that present from that conscious awareness in this form, in this temple called human body. And you're this sacred streaming essence that is descending that light from your I am in this form, and bringing that consciousness through your heart out to this reality. As you allow yourself to just be with what is in that awareness that needs nothing, requires nothing, because it already is everything. Allowing your human vessel to sit in the seat of that awareness, present itself the gift of its knowing that is here is just so gentle that cannot be thought, cannot be envisioned, can only be ever so gently experienced. I welcome you to notice this presence that is so gentle in you, through you, and around you. That is one with everything. And you just breathe and allow the breath of your I am to breathe into your human body through the doorway of your heart. Let it be experienced ever so gently. Notice that in which you cannot name. Notice that which does not need to be identified because it just is. And invite that to carry in you and through you as you welcome that streaming consciousness to bless you in all wondrous ways today, through all your encounters, all your endeavors. Let it be in the presence of your breath, through its light of love. Express that. Take a nice deep breath in. Allow that inner smile with that awareness that you already are, that consciousness, that presence, that gift that you are here to bring into this plane. And your walk of love is the way that you can. And so be it. And so it is. Take a nice deep in breath and wiggle your toes and fingers. Just move your body gently. You might be floating a little bit. That's good. That was a very short mini version.
Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. So gentle. It becomes,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. It's almost like you could feel the ethericness. Almost touch it, almost taste it.
Yeah. Because your cells begin interacting.
Mm.
And that's all you want. Just the cells to connect, your physical body cells. And the rest is easy. It will just work through you.
Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you
So
so much.
I'd like to go ahead and give you an opportunity. If there was anything else that you want to share before I open it up to see if there are any questions.
I'm really thankful. I just want to share that when you connect in the morning, I really recommend first thing in the morning before you touch anything, just come here. You don't have to do anything other than breathe and connect to that great awareness you already are. Don't visualize it. Don't try to project image. Don't put thoughts into it. There might be thoughts. Just it's in your allowing that your human can experience what it already is. And you open that doors and the windows inside of you so that your I am that already has the answers to everything, the solutions to everything, is ready to stream it through you, but it cannot stream if you are not allowing, because you want to control the way you want to project it in an image. It won't work. It's really in relaxation. And I found that we have stepped away from this. We've stepped away because we need to make it so harsh, control it. It needs to be directed. And it's none of that. I can assure you, if you just, it is in your doing nothing that you open everything in you and for you, for all.
Lovely. Thank you so much for sharing that.
You're welcome. Shira.
Okay. I'm going to have everyone, if you have a question, if you'll raise your hand, I have everyone muted, so you'll not be able to come off mute, but just go ahead and raise your hand and I will acknowledge you. Think up, here we go. All right. Lori, hello.
Hello, thank you for taking my question. I recently saw you on another show and you had mentioned certain stars being portals. And I believe you said there were 13. And that really stuck with me. And I was wondering if you could explain some of the stars that were portals.
Is I don't believe that was me.
Oh, no.
um, Although there are, but I don't believe that. But if you want me to say something about that, I can. But I don't believe that was me on a show that spoke of that. Um, there are just in general the star systems that in which you see in the cosmos and universe. There are many star systems, and again, one of the things that I like to share with you, they're not outside of you, they're inside of you. So those portals are within you. When you open the consciousness that you, that consciousness that is part of that consciousness in which you are, your perceived perception of reality seeing on the outside, you open that within you, and then you can experience the consciousness of the awareness of that presence inside of you. Therefore, for example, what is it about that civilization? What is it about their specific qualities? What is it that they're, for example, on these, there's certain laws in the universe. What are their, what is it that they're focused on? So that would be my answer, although I haven't spoken of this on whichever show that you're speaking of.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you.
All right. Hi, Julia. How are you? Where did you go? Okay, let's see, Julia. You can go ahead and unmute.
Yeah, I thought it was my mouse. That was not letting me unmute. I'm a student of Edgar Casey. And I can remember, and I've heard it now several times more recently, but this was 30, 40 years ago. I'm 78 years old, planning to live to 120. So when you mention at the beginning of time, I think that's how you said it, or that we are a vibration in the beginning of our soul. Is maybe I'm saying it wrong. But will we recognize when we're vibrating at the right frequency for our soul, is my question.
So the question is, how do we recognize when we're vibrating at the correct frequency?
I think that's probably how I want it stated, yeah.
Hello, Julia. Thank you so much for your question. So just backing up, vibration. So in my experience, what I experienced through afterlife, it was yes, vibration. Before vibration, before there's even vibration, any of that, it's first light. It's and before that light, it's sound. So which vibration is part of that. So from that consciousness of the sound, so from source, first there's a sound, and then there's a light. And from that light, then it goes to different stages, which then way before it goes into an energy. So I want to say energy that splits itself into the masculine and feminine. There's a difference before that. Now, in terms of, are we vibrating our soul's consciousness? To me, this is a very easy answer, because you're inside. When you are vibrating inside of you, that joyous spark, that loving energy that you just feel so good about, you are vibrating at the resonance. It's a resonance of your own divine truth, what your soul is part of, what your I am is part of. So is that sparkling, unable to contain itself from the love that so freely expresses, you're in that vibration alignment vicinity of your soul.
You certainly vibrate that way.
Thank you. Thank you.
I can give you affirmation that I can see it in you,
Well,
so
thank
that
you.
I'll eventually be able to see it in me.
You will, and you know what? Really, the key of it is very simple, Julia. It's little Julia. Is little Julia in you connected to you? Give her a big hug, squeeze her, and she's right there. That's it. It's that
All right.
quick.
So psychologists aren't far off with the inner child.
Oh, definitely not. That everything is that tiny Julia, that tiny Honey, that tiny Sheila. She's very present, and most of us have forgotten to really be connected with her and hear her. Thank you.
Sheila, I have one, but I don't have a raised hand. My computer doesn't work. Honey, this was just so, such a light, beautiful frequency. I, Sperry, my new mate, said that he went through this thing and a guru touched him with a feather, but his whole life changed. And when I first was here looking at you and your background, and I mean, you're actually emanating gold and white from your energy field. And and your earrings match. Everything is just blinking perfect, and it's just such a beautiful light frequency. And when I was dead, I heard these I don't know whether they were angels or dead guys or whatever, but light beings as far as you could see. And there was just this harmony and this beauty. And I got to be there tonight with you in that meditation. It's just, and one more thing, I absolutely 100 billion% agree about the twin flame thing, because it's kind of like a short circuit. If you've got to be all you're going to be, and they got to be all they're going to be, and then together you might be synergistic. But if you're trying to be something for each other, yeah, I really, really, really love you. I just think you're just so precious, so beautiful. If I get to sing a song tonight, which I usually do, but um, I'm going to sing a song about colors, and yours are gold and white, just like your background. I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful. Thank you for touching me so deeply, and all of us. Thank you. Really beautiful, honey. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I do want to say I created this image. Look, I made this image for the show because this is exactly what we are. We come from source, we split into forms. That's exactly what this is. And this that touch you, my dear, is because that's home. You know that. It's not really me. You know this inside of you. So that's my whole purpose here, to as a frequency for you to experience yourself. And the way that I got to experience, beloved Yeshua, that Christ light, what I remembered is then in this, so you can experience yourself. So thank you for allowing for yourself to experience that. That means you open that within you, and what a blessed gift that is. Thank you so much.
Thank you, honey. Thank you so much. Beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm just talking away. So I'd like to go ahead and see if there's anyone else that has any comments or questions before we move to Susie's song. Okay. Oh, one more. Hey, Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Can you unmute?
There, I unmuted. Hi, honey.
Hello.
Hi. I'm very connected to your beloved Michael
Yes.
from Maryland. Yes.
Thank you.
And he and I have had a healing session together. And this is the first time I've really tuned into you fully. And I wanted to say thank you. And I appreciate everything that you bring to all of us, to humanity, to me individually through Michael too. So I just wanted to make my presence known to you and say that I love you and I appreciate you so much in my life. Although we have not met in person, but we have.
Yes.
Yeah, on many levels. Yes. So thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Such an honor to receive your voice and the frequency behind it. I do know about you, and Michael loves you very dearly. So thank you very much for being here.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, we're connected through his father, Alan, as you know. Alan came to visit me when he made his transition very clearly, and that was beautiful. I love how we're all connected.
Yes.
Once we allow ourselves to be. Yes.
Indeed. Thank you very much. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you,
Lisa.
honey. Thank you, Sheila.
Thank you. Okay, Carol, you have a question?
I really have a comment, but thank you, Sheila. I just want to always ask about Willow.
He's great.
He's great. Good to hear. Reverend Honi, Borden, I had years ago, I had a near-death experience, because I call it near-death because I had pneumonia, out of body astral travel, and out of all my groups, I have about 7 of them. They're on Zoom, and all the meditations. You out of all of that, you captured it so beautifully. It's all like I had another. I've always wanted another experience, but I was told, you go back to Earth and give out, and that's all you're going to get. So, but I had another experience. Thank you so much, my dear. Absolutely excellent. Perfectly divine. Yeah. Exquisite. Ecstasy. Rapture.
Thank you, Carol.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you for your allowing. Thank you so much for allowing that presence in you to be experienced. This is, I'd like to just share this, Carol, Sheila, if I may. I've removed myself for several years from the idea of the collective in humanity, because I really recognize a lot of my attention before was focused on collective. And as I withdrew and I really came back, I recognized this is the collective. When I can come back home, like really, I'm called to come back truly home, come back to my organs, even down to my microbiomes. This is where the consciousness is. It is connected. And when I'm really allowing it, that's how I'm shifting this collective energy. My energy is just not focused on the outside at all anymore. It's really internal. So that this temple can walk the presence, to experience the presence. And believe me, I do have my fall flat as well, because it's a journey to the rest of the incarnation in this form. It's a journey of continuously allowing, and each day that was allowed, like Carrie, you allow that in you, you brought literally heaven to earth, you birthed it, and that's the most incredible gift. So thank you for that.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Before we go to Susie, I would like to ask if people would like to get in touch with you, how is the best way they can do so?
Okay, so best way, thank you so much, Sheila. Best way is through, depending what you're looking for. If it's private sessions, email me, honeybee, HONIB 1111@gmail.com. If you're interested, anything to do with our private association, and you want to be around this and what we share and what we celebrate, that we're growing even bigger. So that would be ascensionalchemists@gmail.com. Make sure you put the S in there, or directly go to Ascension Alchemy Ministry@gmail.com. So that's that. Otherwise, I'm on YouTube. My YouTube channel is back on with videos. You can go on there on Honeybee, and also my Instagram, Honeybee 1111, where I share things. So whatever is right for you. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And I'm going to go ahead right now and bring Susie up. She has a song that she has prepared for you, and she's ready to share that.
Fantastic.
Are you able to unmute? Okay, we'll try one more time. Everyone
Okay,
has
that's it.
yeah,
you hear me?
everyone had the ability. We can hear you.
It's it. When I hit it, it said the host is not allowing me to unmute myself. So that was new. Okay. By the way, honey, I don't know where it came from, but I call my new sweetheart Honeybee. So, and so this is for you. And remember, the colors are gold and white. and I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors. That's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are so beautiful. I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors. That's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are so beautiful, like a rainbow, like a rainbow, like a golden white rainbow. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Susie. Thank you so much. And I'd like to go ahead and bring you back up, Reverend Honey B. I want to thank you so much for being here with us tonight. I want to thank you so much for opening up our cosmic conversations this year with such a beautiful, an ascension opportunity to be able to expand outward. That was absolutely beautiful. Love to have you back. Hope all goes well for you this year. I want to thank everyone for coming out and supporting us from week after week on Mondays and Thursdays. Thank you so much for being here. Much love to you all. I wish everyone a wonderful, wonderful 2024. And until we are all back together again, much love. Check us out. Sign up to be on our email list, and we will see you soon. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone. Good night.